God Almighty revealed, the meaning of El Shaddai. Have you ever wondered what El Shaddai really means? More than a title, it is a revelation of God's limitless power and tender provision. From the ancient pages of the Bible to modern prophetic movements, El Shaddai, the all-sufficient one, continues to speak to every generation. The name El Shaddai appears first in Genesis 17:1, when God says to Abraham, "I am El Shaddai, walk before me and be blameless." El means God. Shaddai is often translated as Almighty, but its Hebrew root, shad, also means breast, symbolizing nourishment, sustenance, and life-giving care. So, El Shaddai is not only God Almighty, He is also the all-sufficient one, providing everything we need, physically, spiritually, emotionally. To Abraham, El Shaddai was the God who gives descendants as numerous as the stars. To Jacob, El Shaddai was the God who blessed and sustained him in exile. To Moses, He was the power behind the burning bush. The title, El Shaddai, is used 48 times in the Old Testament, especially in the book of Job, where God is portrayed as powerful yet personal, sufficient in both justice and mercy. While El Shaddai is not explicitly repeated in the Greek New Testament, its essence is fulfilled in Jesus Christ. In 2 Corinthians 12:9, Jesus says, "My grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness." Here, grace and sufficiency echo the very heart of Shaddai. When Jesus fed thousands with a few loaves, He revealed Shaddai's sufficiency. When He calmed the storm, healed the sick, and forgave sin, He manifested El Shaddai in human flesh. In the 20th century, the name El Shaddai echoed powerfully during times of war, famine, revival, and restoration. When Israel became a nation in 1948, it fulfilled ancient prophecy, and El Shaddai's promise to Abraham was visibly restored in modern history. In prophetic circles, El Shaddai was declared during the healing revivals of the 1950s and during the Jesus movement of the 1970s, when many testified of God's overwhelming provision and presence. One notable example is the rise of Christian ministries preaching a return to the Hebrew names of God, reminding the church of the richness in titles like El Shaddai, urging believers to trust in God's sufficiency during end times. As economic systems shook and nations trembled, prophets declared, "Trust in El Shaddai. He is still more than enough." In a world chasing security and money, power and fame, El Shaddai invites us back to the truth. He is enough. When you are weak, He is your strength. When you lack, He is your provision. When you are broken, He is your healer. The same God who walked with Abraham, carried Israel, and fulfilled prophecy is walking with you now. So call on El Shaddai, the all-sufficient one. He is still almighty, still all-compassionate, and still enough for you.